Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to Rowing to My Inspired. My name is Kelly. Here's our pals, Mr. Wilby, Miss Pickles, and little baby Wilby Pickles. If you're seeing that red live button up at the top, that means you're catching us live, and I hope you are, because we are crafting today with the Wild Honey group in their Stars and Stripes soiree event. So come on in, friends. Say hello when you pop on so we know who's there. Miss Mandy's just finishing up a cute flag. She did some sweet looking crackle. My crackle with that Pentart stuff never looks that good. I'm gonna have to rewatch her and see what she did to get that looking so good. I love that. So come on in, friends. Say hello when you pop on so we know who's there. Whoa, let me refresh my screen. Let me refresh my screen. Okay, there I am. Come on in, friends. This event has been wonderful today. I've been watching all the crafters. I was even out and about at a couple of estate sales, and I was watching as I was driving along. Well, you know, I have hands free. Hello, Miss Sandy and Miss Robin. Come on in, friends. Come on in. Yep, had such a cute flag. That was so cute. If you missed Miss Mandy, you're gonna have to go back and check her out. We are crafting with the Wild Honey group today, so in order to see all the rest of the friends, you're gonna wanna make sure you join the Wild Honey group so that you can see everybody. Hello, Miss. You would love an apron like yours. I got this apron at a craft show up north. When I say up north, here in Michigan, everything's up north. Up north. My aunt and uncle live about 3.5 hours from here. Hello, Miss Sandy and Miss Teddy Bear. All right, I think Miss Mandy's just about finished. Yep, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna slide our pals over here to the right. I'm gonna light up the positivity candle because we're gonna do some positivity. You know, gotta keep it positive today. Gotta keep it positive today. So there we go. So I told Miss Lois earlier. Hello, Miss Elizabeth. I told her earlier when she was crafting that we must have been like on the same wavelength, because I had a bag, an Amazon bag that I was gonna craft too. So let me just show you. I ended up doing a pre-record down here, so I'll show you guys ahead of time. But I was gonna do this as my craft, and then I was like, no, it was so close. I mean, it wasn't the same, but it felt like it was close. Hello, Miss Dawn. So here's what I made. I have never done a bag like this before with the ribbons. You guys will tell me what you think about these ribbons. I put little hole punches in it, but I ended up putting you know, all the greenery in here in this really cool printable that I found on oh, what's it called? You guys, what is it called? Vintage Roots, where you can get free printables. I thought it turned out stinking cute, but I kind of love this lace that I just hole punched and put in to do that. But I didn't want to do the same. I felt like it was really close to the same as Miss Lois's. So she had really cool firecrackers. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do a pre-record so you guys will see how I made that. You know, at a later time when I get it posted and edited everything. Well, thank you, Miss Elizabeth. Isn't that cool? Just one of those Amazon bags. So while I was out estate sailing today, I found this guy. Now this had like, this is like one of those boards that had like an N on it and has like some, you can see like, I don't know, whatever. It probably came from Hobby Lobby. I don't know. So this person, this estate sale that I went to, she had all kinds of things. She was a crafter of some sort. I mean, she just had all kinds, just things everywhere. It was crazy. Hello, Miss Michelle, Miss Darlia. So I plucked everything off. She had like this foam, like a circle of foam with like moss on it, and it had like these lights around it. They had all these flowers, like kind of like flowers like this, and I just plucked everything off. Really, the only thing I kept was the board and this greenery right here, which was around the middle. I thought that was perfect. Hello, Miss Rula and Miss Stephanie. So what I started to do is I took some Dixie Belle drop cloth and I just went over this because there's still, I mean, I had to really scrub the hot glue off it. But I knew when I got this, I think I paid like $2 for this, the whole thing, you know, like the board. I was looking at just the board. I love to buy cutting boards at estate sales. And then, like I said, this had like a somebody crafted on this, and then I just said, I'm going to take all that stuff off there, and we're going to just use that in our craft today. So I'm going to go, I don't need to go over all this, but this edge part where you might see, I'm going to hit the edges of it and just clean it up. So I did a little bit of a coat earlier. Can anyone see my comments? Yeah, I can see your comments. I see you, girl. I see you. I see. You know, I was having issues earlier with, who was it? Oh, it was the first gal. It was that Lone Tree. Guys, I can't remember her name, but I wasn't seeing. It was just like, it said content couldn't be shared or something like that. And I was like, am I the only one who's not seeing her craft? But I saw I had to go out to my personal page and I could see it. It was so weird. So weird. So, hello, Mother. Oh, that's right. Mother's in Wisconsin. I forgot about that. Hello, Miss Barb and Miss Karen. Thank you for sprinkling. All right, so we're just painting our board. I'm not going to do the fully on the back because I only have 45 minutes. And even though that's 15 minutes, only 15 minutes less, that 15 minutes makes a big difference when you're trying to get your craft completed. So I went to 2 estate sales this morning. The first one was just, probably about a mile from my house here. I've spent about, I don't know, $7. Had a good chat with my estate sale lady friend that she's the sister of the gal who owns the business, and I'll run into her most every weekend. She's working one of the sales. There were 3 sales this weekend. I only went to 2. The other one was about, I don't know, 20-ish minutes from here. I didn't drive over there. I didn't feel like it. But 2 was enough. But we had a good laugh. You know, we're always finding something to cut up about. Hello, Miss Lois. Are you going to show your estate haul? No, not right now. Only because I'm on a limited. We're in an event. I'm on a limited. You get to see this board right now. That's about it. Oh shoot! I'll be back on next week. I think Thursday. Or and maybe I'll jump on. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You know. I didn't get like a ton of like super exciting things, you know, like mostly just things I could use, you know, like I like to buy like the hello Miss Debbie, Miss Mandy. I loved that. I loved, you know, the crackle. Oh my gosh, I could never get my crackle good with Pentart. I don't know. It always looks better until it looks good, and then when I try to like do the go over it to darken up and get into the lines, then it looks not good. Then it looks not good. I don't know. It's probably just me. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go right down this side. So this is just Dixie Belle drop cloth. We just gotta put a little coat. Miss Lois, I told him, I don't know if you were on here when I showed. I changed up my craft. Hello, Miss Sharon. First time watching? Well, welcome in. Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. It's decent weather here. It was kind of chilly this morning, but I think it's in the mid-70s now. That was fun. I love that. You did a great job. I loved it. So we're just reusing this board that I got from an estate sale this morning. I love picking up anything like this. Usually in the kitchen, they'll have these boards. We found some adorable nesting tin canisters, like containers today. Nice! That's awesome! You guys, there are buku garage sales right now. Buku. So as this house had a barn. It had the garage. It had the basement full. This is definitely, I'm stick my neck out and say that there will be a 75% off on Wednesday. Typically she'll do 75% off if the family wants it. Fine line is definitely challenged. It sure is. It sure is. I've even done the whole let it sit overnight, you know, because sometimes I'm like, well, maybe it just needs to cure on its own. I still can't get it to be like I think it should be. I still can't get it right. All right, I think we're good there. Whoops. Okay, so that lady definitely had a lot of stuff. A lot. She had done like, in the garage on the floor were probably maybe 10 or 15 where she made the 3-tiered, like she took plates, any kind of whatever, like it could have been a plastic plate or like old china or whatever with, you know, and made 3-tiered, the little 3-tiered trays. There was tons of them. So I don't know if she I don't know if she was a crafter. I don't know the story. I don't even know. I mean, I say she, could have been he. I don't know. But just tons of stuff. And I'm thinking at, what was it, 10:30 on Saturday? This stuff is gonna, I mean, she's not gonna sell, they're not gonna sell all this stuff, you know. Just knows they're gonna have a 75% off. So I was like, I wonder what would be back. What will be back? Or what will be there when I go, if I go back. Okay, so you guys, what we're putting on here is this beautiful printable. Look at this printable. Here's our red, white, and blue. Now I printed this on mulberry paper, and I'm gonna use one of my little ripping, tearing rulers to just get a little jagged edge on it, so we can put this on the board, because I think this will be super pretty, super pretty. Okay, can you guys see? This isn't in the way, is it? Over there. I'm gonna take this off here. Okay, so I'm just gonna take it right at the edge, the very edge. Sometimes it's hard to do this when you just have a little bit of the paper, but I just kind of flick it up. I don't know if you can see. I just kind of pull up against it just to get it, because I don't want a lot of the border. I mean, I only want a little bit. I just want to get that straight edge going, okay? All right, so there, and it just gives it that little bit of, we'll pull that little stinky little piece out there. Some of this mulberry paper has some really, what do you call it, like veins, like those fibers in there, and sometimes they just kind of are thick. So Saturday, busy day, lots happening. It's busy in this town today. Lots going on. I don't know what I mean, I should just sit around and watch everyone craft the rest of the day, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I should go mow the dog run. I should go do that while it's nice out, because you know, it seems like every other day it's raining here. When Miss Stephanie was crafting and I could hear that thunder, I was like, oh, it sounds like good sleeping weather. That's what that sounded like. It was just stormy. My husband and I love to leave the windows open, and when it's doing that, we have like our roof has like a big enough like overhang where normally where our bedroom is, it's like the windows are on the south and the east side of the house, so it doesn't blow in, so we can leave them open there. Wait, do you like mulberry or rice paper better? I mean, I don't know that I really have a preference. I really like this mulberry paper. I ordered this by accident. I thought I was ordering rice paper. So, I don't know. I guess I really like, there's no really like, oh, this one's better, I guess. I kind of like them both, but I did order this on accident because I was like, why is this is a little thicker. This particular one is a little bit thicker, so... All right, now I almost got the cross on the right at the top there. That printed right to the very top, so we almost lost that, but we saved it. We saved it. Okay, let's get all this into the garbage and get our board back here. Hello, Miss Alita. Carolyn says I'm so skinny. Well, I'm trying to maintain. That's why I got a doctor's appointment Monday. Whew. Let's see what she says. She might be like, listen, Linda. All right, maybe I need to take it off a little bit more here on this side. Let's just look at our side a little bit more here. Just a little bit. Not too much. We can't lose words. Well, hello. What is it? Mickey's Creative Craft Corner. Well, welcome. Did I say it right? I'm sorry. My glasses are, I think it says Mickey's. My glasses, my bifocal's a little blurry down there. Looking at that bottom of the screen there. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Thank you to Miss Lois and Miss Stephanie for inviting me to be in their event. Every once in a while they run short on crafters and they're like, well, we might as well ask her. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, shoot. They're like, oh, I want the ratings to go down for the wild honey. No, we don't want to lose any followers with this wild one. Oh, shoot. No, actually, I think we're kind of all like a lot alike, really. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. We got a little border going there. You know, I'll probably go ahead and Sharon, what state am I from? I'm from Michigan. I am from Michigan. I look, we're getting rain here up by Lake Michigan. We are dry. Yeah, we've had rain a couple. I mean, like, when was it? Earlier this week we had it. Like, oh, it downpoured. All right, I'm gonna put a bow up here, of course. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out how far down. So we could bring our bow down a little bit further here and bring this down towards the bottom here. That will be pretty. Now I think what I'm gonna do before we put this on, you can get mulberry paper on Amazon. That's exactly where I buy mine, Amazon. Okay, I'm gonna take my sander. I'm gonna go around the edges of this, because you guys know I like to distress the edges of my boards. I don't want them to look new. I want them to look. Now you'll see like this haze of, you know, just a haze of dust, or, you know, orbs is what I like to say. They're just orbs. Don't mind them. They'll go away. It's just gonna, just what happens when you sand. Especially this chalk paint, you know, that's just what happens. You get the orbs. Yes, I do like that. I do. I really like this chalk paint too. Drop cloth has become one of my favorites. Drop cloth. Let's see. So my Edna girl turned 4 yesterday. I made a post if you didn't see it. Hello, Miss Marlene. She turned 4 years old yesterday. Our biggest girl, that's what we call our biggest girl. The other girl, Espen, she'll be 4 on the 25th. They're only 2 weeks apart in age. And that was one of those situations where I wanted a dachshund. My cousin had a litter, and I committed. And then, like 2 weeks later, on our way to the dance recital. Okay, well, I'll have a good dance recital. My niece Emma's got a dance recital today, so their mother's in Wisconsin, headed to the dance recital. Should I say break a leg? Is that break? I don't know. Do you say break a leg when you're dancing? I'm not sure that's the right thing to say. Don't break a leg, literally, you know. Good luck. Have fun. Oh, lordy Lou. All right, so this board does have some little, whatever you call these, slats. How's that? I'm just going to kind of sand at the edge of them just so we can have that distress a little bit. Hello, Miss Shauna. How are you, friend? All right, what else was I saying? Squirrel. Oh, Espen. So then 2 weeks later, this breeder that I had been in contact with in Upper Michigan messages me. She's like, we just had the perfect puppy for you. She knew what I was looking for. Edna was not what I was looking for. I was looking for a female short-haired dapple, and Edna is a female short-haired red, which is okay. Like, I've had a red before, but I just wanted another dapple. Well, this Espen's a dapple, so I said, well, let me see if I can talk my then boyfriend into it. So I said, how about she can be your dog? So basically, hello, Miss Lori. Espen is his dog. His dog is Espen. So she will turn 4 on the 25th. So, and then Edgar, little Edgar Allen, our male, he'll be 2 on, I think it's July 30th, I think is his birthday. So, yes. And Edgar's already been a daddy twice. He's not even 2 yet. Little scallywag. Okay, I'm trying to think if I want to distress the edges. I'm trying to decide if I should do that before. I think I will. So I'm going to take some Chalk Teak Dark Paste Wax, what I use. I'm going to go around my edges here. Hopefully when we put this down, this has got some this is where I couldn't get the glue off it. It's a little rough, but I think the mulberry paper will be fine. Is he feeling better? Yes, he is doing much better. He just got snipped. He is and he's not marking in the house anymore because he always had to wear pants, right? He always had to wear his little pants. We call them his pants. They're really his belt, like a belly band, over his business because he liked to mark. So I think I still have some. I know I do because I used this just a minute ago. This brush. So I'm just going to use this brush around the edge. You probably can't see that top, but we're just going to go right around this edge and distress this with the Chalk Teak. Now I know there's like several different kinds of, waxing and distressing stuff. I've used Chalk Teak. I've had this jar for as long as pretty much as long as I've had my page, which is going to be 5 years in October. So this stuff lasts. So, and it's good stuff. I know a lot of people use like the bear and stuff, but this is just what I was turned on to when I started crafting and learning about the craft world. And so it works great and it lasts. I got it off Amazon and it's just like I said, 5 years later, we're still going. We're still going. Now let me go around the edges of the board out here on the outside. Get a little distress. We like that look. We like that, but we loved Miss Stephanie's vignette. Oh my gosh. And when you pulled out that brush, she said it was a horse brush. We got 2 black lab puppies 1 month apart. People told me you were crazy, but oh my gosh, yes. I love the dogs together, 2 together. I think it's perfect to have 2. You might as well just do it. And they play together. Then when we got our 3rd, that relationship with the girls kind of changed a little bit because Edna, at first we realized it was Espen and Edgar that, it does smell good. Espen and Edgar were like really playful to each other and Edna kind of wasn't. And now Edna and Edgar are like totally always playing and Espen's kind of like the outsider. I don't know why, but all right, you guys. So there's our board all distressed on the outside. So I'm going to set that aside because I'm going to take our printable and do the same thing to the edges of it before we put it on there. Thank you for sprinkling. Yes, it does smell good. Better than, what was it the other day that I was smelling that? I was like, I think it's like, I have this black paint. It smells awful. Oh, plus the E6000. Ooh, I busted that out the other day when we crafted, and that stuff makes me sick. That's awful. It's the best. They do entertain each other. And we're at that point in the season where we can we'll leave our slider open. And our slider goes in from our family room. It goes into our 3 Seasons room. And then we have a dog door. My nose is running. Sorry, now I think about that. We have a dog door. So we leave that open and those dogs just boom, 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 in and out. But then that also brings on, them hearing something or seeing something in the front window and running all the way through the house out to the dog run and then barking outside. So, yeah, I think we actually shut the door right now. I don't think they have access to get out because the neighbor had her dog out and that's a little Yorkie and that thing he's just nonstop barky. So then they bark at him and then it's just a bark fest. It's just a bark fest. It's kind of annoying. See, they heard me. They're like, what do you say, Mom? It's a bark fest? Well, I love the sunflowers too. I love me some sunflowers. Okay, so I just dinged the side of that one. Let me close this up because I think we're probably done with this now. I think we are. Okay. There. Goodness, get that closed up. I'll bring my board back. So, gotta figure out where we want it. Probably about right there. And I'm gonna take some Mod Podge. Bark Fest. That it is a bark fest, and my husband does not love it at all. He's always like, those dogs. But then I send him video after video after video on Facebook showing him that that's all dachshunds do is bark. So I mean, it's not like they're out of the norm, right? It's just what they do. Hello, Miss Carol T. How are you? All right, I'm just gonna use this little Happy Easter spatula to put my Mod Podge on here. I like to use something like this better than like my brushes all the time, because sometimes I'm bad about remembering to get my brush in the water. Like, I don't like to lose brushes too. Mod Podge. So now it probably looks like I'm putting a lot in. It's a good coat. It's a good coat. Mod Podge is, or mulberry paper is a little thicker than like, you know, your scrapbook paper. It's a little bit thicker. It's got those little fibers in there. It can take it. It can take it. I'm gonna pull that up a little bit. Goodness gracious, I know it's gonna take it that much. Oh lordy blue, we're getting a catastrophe going on here. Hold on. Getting a catastrophe. Lay it back down. Whew. That was almost disastrous. Almost disastrous. So like I said, this printable came from Vintage Roots printables. They have so many printables. I just love them. And you can print them off. They're free. They don't charge. They do not charge. All right, and you know, like if you can find something for free, more power to you, right? Any good gossip on the neighborhood site? Oh geez. Yesterday, hold on. Yesterday, oh, I got to get this off here. Come, oh, don't tell me, you guys. Don't tell me. Okay. Whew. I was gonna cry for a second. I thought that was gonna stick. Yesterday, there was a guy who. Third time's a charm here, you guys. I think he had a warrant. I think that's what provoked the whole like police chase. Okay, so I think he had a warrant. I didn't know I was gonna make that. It got really close to the edges there where I didn't want it that close, but I think we're good. So he had a warrant, and the police were chasing him, like several police. I'm gonna have to pull that off there because it's okay. The police were chasing him, and he ended up going into a cul-de-sac. Just breathe, I know, right? And then I'm just gonna take this little plastic baggie and just help hold that down a little, push this down a little bit so we can get it, and then I'm gonna dry it. So he went into like this like private drive. And I just assume it's a cul-de-sac, meaning, you know, you only have one way in, one, you know, goes around, circle, comes back out. All right. It is so pretty, isn't it? Let me try that. So anyway, he ditched the car. Like, he went in and he got the car stuck or something. It showed it, like, somebody showed a picture of the car on the side of the road. So he got the car stuck, and he took off on foot. And apparently he had a gun. And somebody said that he took off on foot, like, holding up his pants. He was his saggy drawers. So they were chasing him. They ended up getting him, but there were police everywhere, right? Because, I mean, somebody's got a gun. Police are chasing him. He's in a neighborhood. Well, this is when we were at work yesterday, and come to find out, one of my work besties who works across the hall from me, she's part of HTL, you know, our girls' night over here. They arrested him in her mom and dad's neighbor's yard. She was like, oh my gosh, my mom is home alone because her dad is in Canada fishing. And she was freaking out. Of course, like this little quiet, like they're kind of out in the country, kind of quiet neighborhood. Just all of a sudden you got all this going on. And I'm like, thank goodness they caught him. he didn't get into anybody's house. Isn't that crazy? So then I checked the jail page later and I saw him and I was like, loser. But he had like obstruction of justice charges, and the one charge looked like a warrant, so you could tell that's probably why he took off, because he had a warrant. You know, isn't that what people always do? They just make it worse for themselves. Like, oh, I have a warrant. Why don't I just, you know, go in? But no, now you added like pointing a gun at a cop or fleeing and eluding and all the other things. Up next, wait, Renee's Shocking Craze is up next. That's right. How much time do I have left? Wait, do I have 15 minutes? All right, you guys, there is our board with our printable on it. So let's whip up a bow here. Whippity woppity. Fastly, because we're running out of time. Well, thank you, Miss Darlene. Hello, Miss Nancy. I'm not sure I know Renee. I'm going to have to check out Miss Renee myself, because I'm not sure I've seen, maybe I have, I don't know. If I have, I apologize. I just, their page name is not, it's not ringing a bell, so I'm going to have to check her out. Okay, I'm looking for some twine here. If you wonder what I'm doing over here off screen, just looking for some twine. Okay. All right, so we're going to put the twine in here like so in the Big Girl Bodabra, and we're going to, I like to try to tuck it underneath because sometimes it likes to slide out and I don't realize it till after I'm done, and then it's not even there and I'm like, what the heck? Isn't that print beautiful? I love it too. Okay, so I got a bunch of stuff here. Got a bunch of stuff. I even have a piece of my daddy's bib. Look at this, was a piece of my daddy's overalls. I don't know, I was just looking through all my blue and white and red, my Patriotic, and I found this piece to his overalls, one of his pairs, because you know I've crafted with my daddy's overalls before. So I'm gonna cut this down the middle so we have two pieces. I'm gonna try anyway. The scissors aren't those are not very sharp. We might just add this in here for a little texture, a little denim texture. Why not, right? Why not? All right. Edna says, why not, mama? All right, so I have this blue, I don't know, it's like that, kind of like a ticking that I've coffee stained it. This has just been in my stash, so we're going to use that. We'll go start putting this on here. So remember, when you're making your bows, if you have one-sided material, you got to flip. You got to flip the material to keep the right side up. Oh, so I don't know if I finished or talking about the estate sale today, but there was this lady, and there's two ladies. Funny thing, this lady, I heard her voice, and I know her voice because she's from the town Mother lives in, right? I think she's from, see, Mother's not on here to tell me where she's from. She's almost like got a British accent. I don't know where she's from, but she is always she's always at like craft shows. She makes the towels. You know how they crochet the tops of the towels? So we always bought towels from her at different craft shows and stuff. Okay, so this is just another little piece of blue. These are all different. It's all different patterns. Anything I thought was cute, just some blue, whites, creams, red. But anyway, I heard her voice and I was like, oh, that's, I can't even think of what her name is. I'm like, that's I always call her the towel lady. Well, then her friend and her were walking up, because I was in the garage and they were walking up, and I don't know what was said, but her friend's like, yeah, I don't bring money to these. I don't need anything. I'm thinking, how do you not come to an estate sale with like at least like $5? Good Lord, you don't need anything. Why are you even here? Like, I don't go in with that attitude of I mean, I guess I should probably go in with the attitude I don't need anything. What would I like? What would I like to acquire? You know, like, I don't know. Like, I just thought that was hilarious. So every time I passed her, I thought, well, what don't you need? What don't you need? All right, you guys, I found this really pretty lace. Also came from an estate sale. One of the many sales that I acquired a bunch of lace from that particular sale. They didn't have a lot of, what did I get today in the, Oh, I found some tissue paper. She had like 3 bags of like, it looked like Beetlejuice. It was like black and white tissue paper. It was like striped. And so I paid like, I think 50 cents a packet, but it was brand new. It hadn't been opened. So I was like, I could use that for packing stuff, you know, when I'm selling things, you know. So I bought that. That was like what was in like the ribbons, and I don't think I got anything else from that area. I bought some glass. I love to buy like the clear glass, and I have some cute ideas. This was a really long piece of lace, if you're wondering. I'm just going back and forth until it's totally... Oh, you can't find them near you? You never need anything, but you bring cash for things you... Exactly. Exactly. I was like, what are you saying, lady? You don't need anything? Like, I mean... It's rare that I leave an estate sale that I don't find something, like maybe just one thing, right? Just one thing. All right, here's another piece of lace. This was from when I was doing that other craft. I decided, let's just add some of that on there too. Whoops, I almost lost it. It said lost the connection there for just a hot second. That was weird. Hello, Miss Kathy. That was really weird. Lost the connection there for a hot second. Hope I don't do that again. All right, let me get this a little bit longer here so we can spread this out. Let me make this a little bit longer. All right, we can get 4 on there. Perfect, doesn't have to be perfect. Hello, Miss Debbie. What are you ladies out doing today? You both popped on at the same time. I feel like there was a collaboration there. Miss Debbie and Miss Kathy are best friends. They live in... I don't know how close do you guys live together? How close do you live together? How far apart do you live from each other? They're besties. You've been telling the homeowner that I stopped by to see if they had anything. You can't live without. That's awesome. Oh, shoot. All right, that one was a little short, but we're going to put that on the top. And then I've got one more red one here. I did grab this little piece of doily. I don't know if that will... There, that's going to be a... I grabbed this little piece of doily that was left in my stash. I don't know if that will really look good. Let's not put that in there. We're both on being lazy. Hey. That's what Saturday's all about, even though I need to mow the dog run. Desperately. Because it rained. If it wouldn't rain, we wouldn't have to mow as much, you know? Like, we wouldn't have to do as much mowing. Probably 2 to 3 minutes. Oh, that's cool. You guys aren't very far at all, are you? All right, so this is what I do. I flip it over and I tie it in the back, right? Just one time like that. And then I just beat it up. Oh, all right, y'all need to get your odometer. What is it? Your speedometer, odometer, barometer, whatever. I know it's not barometer. Kathy says probably 2 or 3 miles. Debbie says not far, maybe a mile. Oh shoot, you guys cracked me up. I mean, that's women gauging mile. You know, like. That's awesome. I love that. So you can see they don't live far from each other. It rained all morning there, Miss Carol. Ugh. All right, there. I shorten that one. Shorten that one down. I like that dark blue. That lace is pretty. Just shorten that down. Shorten that one. Now I'll go back in and tie it again. Is mathematically challenged. Over the hill, around the corner, around the curve, and 2 streets up. I mean, that only sounds like it's... Oh, I forgot about my dad's. We'll save that. I forgot about his denim. I could always stick it in the bottom. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me just trim some of these on an angle here. Some of these little wonky looking pieces. Now your bows can be all wonky, and that's fine. That's fine. How much time? We got 7 minutes. 7 minutes. And up next is Miss Renee with, what was it? Chalk and crit. Oh, geez, oh, Pete's. I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to get it all messed up. She's up next. And if you're not in the Wild Honey group, you're going to want to get in there because you're going to be able to just refresh and see the next crafter. Okay, that's cute. That is super cute. I just had a thought. Let me just kind of trim. I buy these doilies at estate sales as well, and you can just cut them up and use them for whatever repurposing purposes. Give them new purposing purposes. Give them new life. Don't throw them away. Find a new purpose for them. Ooh, that would be pretty. Look at that. Oops, I think that was like that. Let's glue this down here. Let's glue this down here. All right. Put this down here. Yeah, Miss Kathy, I got this board at an estate sale this morning. We'll put that one right there. Well, thank you, Old Timey Creations by Deborah. Thank you for sprinkling me out. I appreciate that so very much. Facebook has not been really friendly to me since I don't go live as much. They're really kind of jerks. They really have been jerks lately. Like, I'm just like, whatever. I actually got a message saying, like, I just put that on there because it was the last piece left. Something about, since I've been, you know, putting out all this stuff, which I do my daily post every day. You guys know that. Like, you know, my morning welcome or my morning hello, whatever. Since I'm, you know, posting all this stuff, you know, they're going to give me more. They're going to push me out more. I'm like, okay. Because that's really not what the monetization is saying. But thank you. Thank you for, thank you for claiming that's what you're doing, you dinkuses. Whatever. It is what it is. They just want everybody to go to YouTube, I guess. I don't know. It just seems like that's what they want. They're just not nice to creators. All right, you guys, let me see. I'll put a little bit of glue on the back side of this piece right here at the edge of the little doily piece there. I haven't seen you in ages. Well, hello, Miss Wanda. Okay, we just put that on there. Now, obviously, I have to put something in the middle of this bow. It can't just be like that. You know that. It cannot just be like that. It has to be something. Do we want to put a button in it? What do we want to put? Do we want a button? Around that. I know some creators in other videos watch, they're not getting paid. Yeah, I know. YouTube is harder though because you have to have so many followers before. Well, it's the same thing as Facebook. It's almost like starting over again. It's almost like we're starting over again. All right, let's see. I could put a rusty star. Oh, you like it with the doily behind it? Should I put the rusty star on there, you guys? What else do I have in here? Oh, I don't know. I could do some bells. Maybe we should just put the rusty star. Oh, rusty star. That's a really rusty star. Very, very rusty. Yeah, we could put that right in there. And I think I could just put some glue in here and not have to worry about it coming loose. We've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Thank you all so much for being here with me today in the Wild Honey Stars and Stripes soiree. I appreciate you all being here and taking time out of your busy Saturdays to watch us crafters. Miss Renee is up next in the Wild Honey group, so please. Facebook has been very frustrating for months for followers, at least for me. It freezes. Oh, that's. Can you tell me the name of the free printable again, Miss Sharon? It's called. What the heck is that? Vintage Roots. There's more to it than that, but put in Vintage Roots printables or something, because I don't know, there's more to it than that. There is more to it than that, but I can't remember how it goes. Oh, I'm also going to probably add some of this greenery in here. I only have a couple minutes because I pulled this greenery off that board to begin with, and that was my intention, is to add some greenery in here because, you know, we like to do that. We like to add the greenery in, and I thought, well, let's just use some of the greenery that came on this board to begin with. I'll just stick it in here on top of the little doilies, probably add that in there like so. That's pretty. I like that because then it ties in down here with that. Oh, let me see if I should add any more than just that. Let's see if we did 3. I don't know. I kind of like the 2. Whoops, it didn't stay together. It didn't stay together. Whoopsies. Well, let's stick that one in there. Put a little more hot glue in here and just sticking it right underneath here. Now that one's still together. Oh, you like that video? I got Blake's like, you never made one for Espen. I'm like, Espen's birthday's not for 2 weeks. I hadn't made him videos before. I'm like, it's a lot of work. I said, but now I know where all the pictures are, so it should be fine. All right, you guys, we got 1 minute. Now, I could always add some more in there, but I like that. I like that greenery. That looks so cute. Oh, I love the sitting on the deck watching, but my phone is down to 5%. So you are, relax. Oh, Miss Nadine. I know I had to plug my phone in before I went live just to make sure that it didn't die on me. So I love this. I think this is so pretty, and this printable is beautiful. It says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Psalm 33:12. I think we need to remember that right now. Espen is coming up. Yep, her birthday is the 25th. Yes, I think the bow turned out cute. And I think it brought out, this is really like the stars, or Stars and Stripes soiree. And you can see our Stars and Stripes is really kind of faint in here. That blue and the red up there brings that back out. I think that looks really cute. The green looks good on that. Thank you. I think that looks cute like that too. So you guys, my time is up. Go check out Miss Renee. And if you're not in the Wild Honey group, get in there. What are you waiting for? Thank you so much, Miss Lois from Wild Child Mercantile, and Miss Stephanie from Honey and Bear Creates for inviting me to your event today. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.